No one would argue with the fact that the most important part of putting is speed. You get your speed control visually. If you have good pictures, you'll have good speed control. If you have your best players in the world have an image of the ball rolling in the hole at the speed they want it to go into the hole at the angle they want it to turn into the hole, all the way through the stroke. They set the line on the ball or find a line and they set up square to that line, and as they make that stroke, their picture is very clear. Now, that's a line speed putter. Your average amateur is a spot putter. The spot putter picks the spot on the green. If it's downhill, they'll bring the spot back to them and let the slope take care of the rest of the speed. And every putt to a spot putter is a straight putt. So they'll putt to in a straight line to a spot. The ability to have good speed, though, is a function of path and solid contact. So what I want to show you now is a technique, years of research. It's an isometric move that's made at address with a putter. And if you want to get solid contact, start to use this move. It's called the Wright bomb. So let me show you what the Wright bomb is, and then I'm going to show you a video that was done for Golf Magazine for an article that describes the Wright bomb in putting. The Wright bomb changes 15 or 16 different things in your setup, and it's a 1 second move. It's learning to build this move into your routine. So the Wright bomb is simply getting into your address position, finding your good posture, finding your address position, and all you do is pull the putter towards your navel, pinch your shoulder blades together, and now we're good to go. And why would you do that? Well, let me turn this way and put a clip on my putter. Now this is a card clip that will give you club face aim very precisely if it's attached to the shaft properly. And this card clip we use in the full swing as well. And when it's adjusted to the center groove on an iron or to the top edge on a driver, it'll tell you exactly where that club face is aimed. So let me just show you what I'm going to do now. As I look at this face, and ideally you're able to see it on the video, I see this card is blue on one side and white on the other. I see more blue than white, and actually look out, I can see that face is shut. Okay, I'm going to make that move, pull the putter blade back toward my mid chest, and relax. Now that card is absolutely square. Okay, and if I push out and hold it, that card stays square. There is absolutely no face roll. And what I've done is created a closed kinetic chain. If I raise 1 foot, I've disrupted that chain, and now that club face looks shut to me. And if I slowly push out, you can see, I'm going to have face roll, shaft roll through the stroke. I'm going to make that move again, relax, and now that face is going to stay absolutely square. So it's a move of the pinch of the shoulders. If you have a split hand grip, it won't work, because the connection of the hands on the club is what completes the closed kinetic chain. And I'll go into at the end of this video as to where all of this comes from. Also, we'll show you how it could be used in something like tennis, or in particular a hitter at the plate. This move changes vision, it changes your hip line, it changes absolutely, well, anything you can think of in your address position, from square hips, level shoulders, square club face, change in path, all of those things you're going to see now in this video. Wright bomb set with a putter is a pinching of the shoulder blades together, a very subtle pinch. You have to be in your address position. We'll show you what happens if you're not here in a moment. But Jay, go ahead and get set. And I'd like for you just to while you're there, well, tell you what, let's have you stand tall and relax. Right shoulder down.
Yes.
And right hip, let's check your hip line. Right hip is
up.
Right hip is up. So right shoulder's down, right hip is up. And let's have you go ahead and make that move. Just pinching, there you go. So at address, you have to be at address. Now stand tall, and we'll check. You'll notice that Jay's shoulders are level, and your hips are level.
Square.
Yep, all square. And by the way, his hips just squared up. He has his bar on. His hips just squared up. We'll show you that in a moment down the line. Raise one foot. Okay. Now, stand tall if you would. And let's take a look. Right hand internally rotates more. Nick Faldo's 1989 book on winning golf, as he's talking about setting postures. Left hand rotates internally pretty significantly, suggesting an open hip line. Right shoulder's down, right hip is up. And I would say that Nick Faldo's postured address is very similar to what we would see in full swing. The right bomb for full swing. So let's go ahead and, are you able to grip the club with those?
I was going to try. See if I
Well,
can
go
grip
ahead,
it.
see if you can. Now, there you go. Okay, let's see if your hands hang any differently now. Absolutely. So now, the other thing you'll see, in raise one, go ahead and let him swing, Jay. They tracking pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now raise one foot and put it back down. We just disconnected the kinetic chain and he's all over the place. So path, you're going to see that path down the line here in just a moment.
There we go.
You'll find yourself doing that on the golf course. You won't. Jay, if you just bring the club up in front. So if you look at the club face now, what do you see? Open, closed, square.
Square.
Oh, it is square.
Yeah. Looks a little shut.
A little bit. Okay. Just do the right bomb for the putter. There you go. Now where'd the face go?
That's square, for sure.
That is square.
It looks open, but it's because it's been shut for so long now that I'm learning today.
Okay. Now go ahead and get set. Raise one foot, please. Now let's take a look at club roll, shaft and face roll, okay? So relax and just push your hands out. Shutting?
Mm-hmm.
I can see it from over here. Yeah, it is shutting, okay? Let's do that. Right bomb. Now, bring it up and dead square.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Perfect.
moving, is it?
Not at all.
And it will not, you won't see that face roll through the stroke either. So, go ahead and make a stroke. Does it feel pretty solid?
Feels perfect.
Yeah, okay. We'll look at that, as I said, down the line in a moment.
It feels more connected. I haven't felt the connection here with my arms with putting, because I haven't been doing this move.
Yeah.
I've only been doing it in the full swing, so that feels awesome.
Yeah, your putting path is going to be much, you're going to stay square to that line so much longer now. Jay stands tall and just relax. And you can grip the putter, but I don't want you to make the right ball move for the putter yet. Okay, now, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll take this. Now, how are your hands? Right hand still in?
They're actually not as bad as I've seen them.
Okay, let's go down and see how low you can go.
Very light.
Is it rotating in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you let them swing from there, you can see the path is all over the place. See how, let's go as deep as you can there. And it's really getting worse and worse. Okay, you can stand tall. Now let's have you grip this and set the bomb. The right bomb. There you go. Now let your hands swing. They're tracking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Now go deeper.
Now that I can't believe. You're still tracking.
Still tracking. Go deeper. They're
Still
still
good.
tracking. Yeah. So your arms and hands are going to work together regardless of posture. And we've seen a lot of different postures in tour players, amateurs, but that's for another day for us to talk about that. Let's take a look now at down the line and what's going on down the line. We're going to take a look at path. We've looked at aim. and take a look at path, hip line, and posture in different positions and how the hands hang, so you can see how the arms and hands work down the line. So the first thing we want to do is let's look at your hip line. So go ahead and get into address. And your hips are open. I can see from the right knee being out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where is your weight distribution, left or right?
It's slightly right.
On the right side, okay?
Heavier on the right, I should say.
Okay, let's have you make that right palm move for the putter. There you go. Hips just squared up. Where's your weight distribution?
It evened out. It's
It's 50-50. Okay. So if you'd make a stroke there, Jay, how's that feel?
feels really good.
Okay. Let's have you raise one foot and disconnect that closed kinetic chain. I just saw the face rotate, did you?
I'm trying to line it up with the line. doesn't
Okay,
feel right.
Make a stroke. So it's going a little out.
Yep.
Right away it goes out. We're able to see this mat has a line every inch. So we're able to see you're addressing on line, I thought you were addressing on line 14, and the backstroke is going to
12, 13.
12, 13. Sorry for laughing.
It's all right.
No, make the, what our research showed, we had 1,000 sensors in each shoe in the late 90s, early 2000s, is when you have the configuration Jay has at address with more weight right, hips open, that path is going to track that line most of the time. And well, we had elite and tour players, elite amateurs and tour players. That's what we saw in absolutely every one of them, and that's what we're seeing here now. So Jay, if you would set the right palm. Now you're addressing again line 13 3/4, so go ahead and take that back. And you're still on that line. Hold that backstroke for me, please. There you go. You're right on that line. Right. You haven't moved at all. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
So your path is going to stay true to the target line much longer here.
So no more power fades with my putter.
No more. Yeah, you were hitting a little bit of a cut move. You're getting a little side spin on it. So simple move to change everything. Get left to right balance. We get the hips squared up. Path changes. Solid contact. Solid contacts. Maybe much better speed control. And you're good to go.
Awesome.
The,
My finish is probably...
yeah, you're going to have a lower backstroke here. Talking about angle of attack. Low backstroke, higher finish. Now let's make that move. Mm-hmm. Right bomb, and notice that it's the same on both sides now. With that 50-50 weight distribution, we're not seeing angle of attack that is positive or negative. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and if your hips are closed, it's going to be steep and low. Hips are open, it'll tend to be just the opposite. So when you look at path, you're going to find angle of attack is going to be very even on both sides. What else is there? What there is, our right balance research, we've defined what we call power spot in the middle finger, and it changes by setup and swing, and shaft plane. We have a matching power spot to a matching stance width. Then we look at shaft plane. So Jay, let's take a look at what shaft plane looks like just in your normal setup. Jay has all of his positions set. Now let's take this right hand off and just relax. So to check shaft plane, we're looking at where is that left hand. Middle of the palm, is it going to come over, or right hand I should say, trail hand. Is the trail hand going to cover, middle of the palm, cover that left thumb? How's that feel?
Close, pretty close, but
All right.
just doesn't want to get.
Yeah. Go ahead and reset. Now, check your thumb. Just take your right hand off and relax.
There it is.
That's absolutely perfect. Now, Jay, hold that position, but change your stance width right to here. 1 inch difference. And you can see the shaft just dropped. What that means is that through the swing, Jay's arms and hands are not going to be under his shoulders. He has what's called a low shaft plane. So through impact, this club's going to move out under the arms and under the shoulders, and that's going to either be a heel shot, it's possibly going to be heavy, could be thin, who knows. But the point is, this is what can be added to the right bomb. And how's this added? It's added by seeing one of our right balance professionals, having body measurements done. They'll be given a list of stance widths and simply showing them what position the middle finger, the bottom of the grip should be placed. Okay? Thank you, Jay.
No sweat, Doc.
Now, the right bomb also works with baseball. And what we've learned is we line up 6 baseballs with a line on them, and we've had Major League Baseball players in here telling us it looks left or right until we get everything set. Everything from grip handle size to the hip line square. So Jay's going to make one move. He's going to make the same move we make with a putter. He's just going to pinch his shoulder blades together, and now he's ready to go. You can see how square his hips are now. He just changed vision. He changed everything. His ability to turn on the ball just changed as well. So his hips just squared up. Take a look at your knees there. You see?
That's so good.
Okay. Now, if we change sports, you can raise one leg. We change sports, and let's say Jay's getting ready to serve. You can see how open his hips are. So if he just pinches his shoulder blades together, and now he just squared up again too. So we can take this through multiple sports. You see it?
Yeah.
You can take this through, I think that bar is on a little crooked. We can take this through multiple sports, just defining what is the move, as long as there is a closed kinetic chain. If you're ready to receive service, so your ability to move laterally, you'll be able to make a first move laterally. If you've done the right balance optimization exercises, you'll have freedom of motion anywhere on the court. But now, go ahead and make that move, Jay. And now he's going to have freedom of movement laterally in all directions if he's ready to receive service. Well, simple moves that square up the body. Look at your hips.
Perfect.
Now raise one foot. Okay, I'll go ahead and grip that right here. Yeah. There you go. So why do our right balance optimization 4-minute exercise program of isometric exercises create symmetry through the body? And why does the right balance optimization move at address for the golfer or for the hitter at the plate create symmetry and make the changes that it does? Well, this is a model that explains it. I believe this is the model of our new biomechanics. I was taught many years ago in a block and lever system, and that's how the body works. It does not work that way. I was taught that bones touch. They do not touch. Bones are connected by ligaments, and the muscle is attached to the bone by tendons, and everything throughout the body is enveloped by something called fascia. So these struts represent our bones. These bands represent muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. And Dr. Donald Ingber at Harvard Medical School is a cellular biologist who has over 150 researchers under him looking at the body, looking from the atom, molecule, cell, tissue, organism structures using a model very much like this. Understanding that when you apply mechanical stress or when you apply isometric tension, an isometric pressure to a pre-stressed system and release, it returns to its normal state. So if you can imagine when we see that open hip line, whether it's from riding in the car, sitting in a chair, whatever the activity is, that creates a pre-stressed system that is disorganized and out of symmetry, we apply a little bit of isometric pressure to that, and all of a sudden it returns to its normal state. And that's exactly what is going on when we do the isometric exercises over 4 minutes, or we do the right balance optimization move, what we call the right bomb. This is years and years of research, and this is the explanation.